In refereeing a girls' soccer tournament this weekend, it became clear once again how important coordination and control of movement is to ultimate skill and success. So without the control and without the coordination, it's hard for a player really to perform at the skill at which they are trying to accomplish. So over and over, I saw girls running down the field and they've got their arms flapping or swimming as they're running, and then when they get, so to me that's an uncoordinated movement, or it's a lack of control that they have when they're running. And then when they get just a little bit of contact, they fall over, they get injured, they grab their knee, they grab their ankle as they're falling over. Just minimal contact, not anything, worthy of a foul. Just the fact that they're off balance and they lack the control. They're pushed to the ground and falling and hurting themselves and stuff like this. So, it's something to watch in basketball as well, because before we can really perform the skill, so before we can make a hard move off the dribble, or before we are adept at playing defense or coming off a screen or things like this, we have to have good coordination in our basic movements. We have to have good control, which is being able to do a basic movement with speed, with intensity, with amplitude. These things go into having the control that we're looking for. And so if we can't do these basic movements, we're not going to ultimately be able to do the skill that we want to perform in the game. And typically mistakes are written off by coaches as mistakes of skill, because that's what basketball coaches coach basketball, soccer coaches coach soccer, so they see any mistakes as being the skill that player is trying to perform. But to me, the mistake often happens before even the skill, and the simple inability to run, to control one's movement, to decelerate, to jump, land, these things that are causing the problems. And if we simply talk about the actual skill and never remedy the underlying issues, we're never going to make full changes. We're never going to truly improve that player's skill. We might make some modifications or some changes or some improvements, but not to the extent that we will if we can improve the coordination, improve the control first, and then build the skill on top of it. So, and to me, that's a lot of the dynamic warm-up exercises, especially, I like to do a lot of skipping exercises, and one of the main reasons I do that is just the simple coordination of arm swing, because again, especially with girls, I don't want to stereotype, but maybe it's because I've spent more time over the last 3 years with female players than with male players, but it's more pronounced, I would say, is the arms in different places, and just often a lack of arm swing when running and things of this nature. And so skipping exercises, especially, are ones that I use in warm-ups to try to teach and emphasize and reinforce a basic stride pattern. Not to get too complicated in terms of trying to redo their whole running technique or running mechanics, because that's beyond my skill level, but just trying to get the basics down: opposite arm, opposite leg, driving the arm, shoulder, kind of back pocket, trying to minimize some of the extraneous movements to make for more efficient and more effective movements that allow for better body control, better balance, better stability, and ultimately the ability to resist forces when contact is made in a game. And hopefully all those things contribute to a reduction in injuries as well.